We start out backstage. Jey Uso making his way to the ring already. Got the whole crowd saying yeet.
Yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet.
Down to the ring, but he stops by the announce table. Pat McAfee not there tonight. Our thoughts and well wishes go out to him and his family in their time of need. But anyway, so Michael Cole is doing the dance. He's filling in for Pat. He sits down and says, "I'm blown up." And somewhere, Vince McMahon heard those words come from Michael Cole's mouth, and Vince isn't in his ear going, "God damn it, why did you say that?" Vince McMahon, somewhere him and Hollywood Hogan agreed.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
But after that, Corey Graves replies and says he will not defile himself by yeeting all over the TD Garden. And again, standards and practices, they were sitting back and they were thinking,
doesn't work for me, brother.
holy Jesus, that's two, and I haven't even made it through the intro. I feel like Michael Cole, I'm already blown up. Chad Gable interrupts. They exchange words, they come to blows. Gable ducks Jay. Gable powders. He goes out through the crowd, and there's a Wyatt at every point of exit. He cannot get out, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, when he finally escapes, Nikki Cross shows up at the announce table. The smoke's coming up through the ring. She gives them a videotape. There's two security guards laid out. And my thoughts on this is they're laying it on a little thick at this point with the security guards being laid out. Who laid out these two big-ass security guards? Nikki Cross? I mean, are we supposed to believe that? Or, you know, because the other Wyatts were at other points blocking Gable's escape. So Nikki Cross laid out these guys. I mean, did she use magic? What are we doing here? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because if you start doing supernatural stuff with the Wyatt Six already, damn it, I've got to say it.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
That's three, and I don't even know how far we into the review we are. I can't even get my words straight. Jesus, let's go to the next segment. Damian Priest, Dom backstage talking on their way to the Judgment Day's clubhouse. What are they, the Sons of Anarchy now?
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Right into this world, all alone.
They go into the clubhouse, see Liv there, Damian's pissed. Liv is playing video games with Carlito, and Finn and Damian are talking. You can see cracks in the armor. They're there in the armor, and it doesn't bode well for the Judgment Day going towards Money in the Bank. Finn tells Priest he has changed since he won the heavyweight title.
You changed, man!
Women's World Title match. Zelina Vega of the LWO taking on Liv Morgan. And Liv is the Women's World Champion. She is trying to supplant Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day. She's challenged by this tiny little gremlin. I'm just kidding. Vega's a lovely woman. I do, however, prefer her cousin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the...
So to start the match, fittingly a women's match, there's a Hachtua sign in the crowd. Somewhere again, standards and practices, thinking,
No way. That doesn't work for me, brother.
During the match, Liv employs a Three Amigos and a Prism Lock, both things Rhea Ripley uses, and she is totally trying to steal everything that Rhea has. Remember, she's going to take everything, including Dom and his glorious mustache, which got a shave your mustache chant during the match. Vega hits a top rope sunset powerbomb that took way too long to set up. Completely useless spot. Liv rolls all the way out of the ring out of it. Vega not able to get a cover. So Ray shoves Dom, and then Liv kicks Ray. Then Vega hits Dom with the chair, turns around, Liv hits the Oblivion. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. She retains. There's a meaningless ramp interview with Kathy Kelly and Liv Morgan, just putting the angle over. I don't need to go into it. This was a decent match. Zelina Vega's like as tall as one of my LJN action figures. Liv, not much bigger. It's not often she gets to be the bigger woman in the ring, but she did, and it worked well for her. Like I said, props to Vega. Good match. Yeah, so this just advances the story. Simple love triangle, but it works. Can't wait for Mommy to get back. Next up, we've got a schmaz. Seth freaking Rollins comes down to the ring, dressed rather conservatively. His feathers must have been at the dry cleaner. Finn Balor makes his way down. Of course, Finn Balor of the Judgment Day to have a spirited back and forth with Rollins, maybe to remind him of that time and Rollins hit him with the buckle bomb and injured him, and he had to, forfeit the Universal title. Remember that, Seth?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Anyway, they go back and forth. Damien comes down, schmaz. Rollins ends up on the ground getting punched. Priest stops Finn from hitting him. They both eat super kicks, which makes Priest hit the South of Heaven chokeslam on Rollins as him and Finn go back. And yeah, this is leading into a match between Rollins and Priest. Priest wins. Rollins can't challenge for the title. Rollins wins. Priest must leave the Judgment Day. So the stakes are high for this going into the pay-per-view Saturday, which I do believe we'll be covering here on the channel. Women's Money in the Bank qualifier for the final spot, ladies and gentlemen. Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile, Zoe Stark. I like 2 out of 3 of these women, but 1/3 of this match is garbage and looks like a day shift stripper. Weighs about as much as my USB cable, of course, ladies and gentlemen. That would be who? Dakota Kai, Damage Control. Who cares? What is her purpose? She does not win this match. Zoe Stark wins. There was a couple nice spots in this match. Ivy Nile with the double German suplex spot. Very nice. She is a mighty might. Ivy Nile is. If you follow her on Instagram, you can see her workout. She's a beast. I have a lot of respect for her. Zoe Stark is the same. What an athlete. Going from, a year ago she was kind of working that angle with Trish Stratus, and they really haven't caught on with her. I am a big fan of her work, her athleticism, of course, her aesthetic. But no, she's got the final Money in the Bank spot. This is going to be a very athletic match. I really am kind of in the school of thought that says Tiffany Stratton walks away with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Zoe goes over with the Z360 finisher. She's an absolute beast in the ring, and I'm sure she'll be one of my ex-wives someday. Next up, we had the Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas interview. The way this is shot, the cinematic qualities of this, absolutely fantastic. And I like how they're alluding to it's like all in, if I'm interpreting this correct, it's all in Bo's head. And I love it. It's my channel, Wrestling with Horror. This really plays into it. But like I said, I need this to be grounded. I need them to be more crazy cult and less supernatural type, if that makes sense. Because if they do the supernatural angle, if that's the way they take it,
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Next match is a rematch from WrestleMania 39, I think. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio, and I don't care. Rey won. Liv inadvertently cost Dom the match. She pleaded with Dom on the way back. Daddy, please don't be mad outside. No, she didn't say that anyway. But no, so Rey won the match. That was it. Zelina Vega, of course, came out as, received from earlier in the night. That was all there was to this. Not much to it. I don't really care. They're going to break the Judgment Day up. I've never really been that big of a fan of Dominic. And truth be told, I'm on record saying this. I never have given a shit about Rey Mysterio. I'll acknowledge he's a Hall of Famer, had a storied career, very talented, great worker, great matches. I just don't care. Next up, homeless crackhead Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn makes his way to the ring, and I immediately went into a coma because it was Sami Zayn, and God, I fucking hate Sammy. Why is this fucking idiot the champion? Who the fuck? He starts hyping the match for Saturday. He's wrestling none other than Bron Breakker, whose music hits, comes down to the ring, and when you put Bron Breakker here and the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn here, Bron looks like a star who's going to visit a Make-A-Wish kid. It's not even funny. This match should be a literal squash in like 10 seconds. Think Ultimate Warrior and Honky Tonk Man. That's what is exactly needs to happen here in this match coming up Saturday, because Sami Zayn getting any offense like he even did tonight. He hit Bron with an exploder. He went for his stupid haluva kick and got speared. He got speared, I think, twice tonight. I want to see Breakker just destroy him because I hate Sami Zayn. I do. I don't. He has go away he with me. Every time he's on TV, I just... That brings us to the WWE Raw Monday. That brings us to the Monday Night Raw. That brings us to the WWE Monday Night Raw main event. A triple threat match for the final Money in the Bank qualifying spot. Ilya Dragunov, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. Do you really think that Ilya Dragunov was going over in this? All 210 pounds and like what, 5'8" of him? No, he's bigger than that. I kid. I don't want to. Somebody will get mad in the comments and say, he's like 5'11". I'm 6'3". I don't care. I weigh 223 pounds. He's small. He's small. He's very good. He's got a good physique, but he's a small guy. I don't buy him getting offense on Drew McIntyre, who's like 260, 270 pounds, like 6'5" or 6". Sheamus is 6'5", 270, 280 pounds. He's a big guy, and I have to say, kudos to Sheamus. Man, does he look good. Man, does Sheamus. He cut down. He's got his physique back. Looks better in the ring. Not as blown up. Got a lot of offense. They protected Dragunov, though, as Sheamus took the pinfall, got hit with a Claymore kick, and Drew McIntyre claims the final Money in the Bank spot, and he said he's not only going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he's going to walk away the world champion that night as well. So that's all coming up this Saturday night at Money in the Bank, and that was your Raw main event. If you're wondering why I didn't talk about Karrion Kross and Xavier Woods, here's my reason, and let me articulate it to you concisely and clearly so that you all can understand why I don't get. But that's the show. That's it. Raw was good tonight. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just good. It was acceptable. And after watching 5 hours of AEW Sunday night, this small chunk of time I had to dedicate to Monday Night Raw seemed more palatable. Not terrible, though. The production was good. There were some great takeaways. I'm still optimistic about the Wyatts. I like Bron Breakker. I like Drew McIntyre and this whole angle with Seth Rollins, the Judgment Day tension, Liv Morgan and Dom, Rhea's impending return. A lot of big stories building up heading into Money in the Bank. That's it, folks. You can join the Patreon Wrestling with Horror 420 on Patreon. $5 a month, you're a brain buster, access to everything. Or channel memberships, $2.99, $4.99 here on YouTube. If that doesn't strike your fancy, subscribe. It's free. It always will be. Wrestling, horror, and occasionally some gaming. I'm Etep. I will catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away. What the fuck? Oh, somebody watch this, please. Watch this. Help. Help me, please. Help.